All right, lads. Boom, bit late one to the party, but yeah, I look forward to this fight. Thing is, I've been out most of the day, so I haven't really had a chance to set a specific time. But we're good to go here. We are literally in the last minute of the 10th round of Dalton Smith versus Sam Arlington. And, you know, it's been fairly one-way traffic. It's been fairly one-way traffic for Dalton Smith. We're in the 10th round now. And it's really a case of can Arlington see the 12th round, or is Smith going to get him out of there? He's had him down already in this fight. And it's been kind of, yeah, let's go. It's been one of them. It's been one of them. For me, right? For me, no streams, mate. No streams. To be honest with you, they've really, whoever have gone really balls to the wall on any of the stream sites, a lot of them are gone now, which is crazy because I have a few of them bookmarked that I used to use. And you go on them now, they are all gone though. Now, there is still stream sites there, but they're garbage. Big up to Nordic. What's up, man? Because I've been out most of the day. What channel is the fight on? It is on the Zone. Shout out to Ali Drew. Yeah, she's not first this time. She's not first. On the Zone. Big up G-Man and the whole chat. I'm watching it with my sons, so stop to show us support. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. And if you could, smash the like button on the way in. I'd very much appreciate it. Come on, Josh. What do we think, lads? I'm going with Lara by knockout. Anywhere to find one. Type in VIP BOX. They're not great. They're not great, but you'll get one there. But the quality is never... The quality on them, like, you're not really getting... See, the websites I used to use, you got good quality. You know, like Kraken. You know, that website... That's gone now, which is a shame because you used to get good streams on that. I hope Wood doesn't get too brave with the crowd behind him. So that's the risk. You see, Carl Froch, right? I heard Carl Froch talking with Ade at the start of this, and he was saying that he felt like he had to go in and put it on Lucian Bute. Lucian Bute was very much a case of very much an overhyped fighter. If you look back now in the grand scheme of things, he'd come close to losing a few times. And he got a very, very fortunate, very long time to recover in one of his previous fights. But Mauricio Lara, he is not someone you're going to want to... If he tries to Carl Froch Lucian Bute, this guy, he's going to get knocked out pretty damn sharply. In my opinion, that's what's going to happen to Leigh Wood if he tries that. He's going to want to try and put him on the back foot. He's going to want to try and do that, but he's got to be so careful of Lara because Lara is dangerous for a number of reasons. His defense is not the greatest, Mauricio Lara. Punching power is definitely there. And the biggest thing with Lara is the way he throws the shots. He's quite unorthodox and he leads with shots to the body. He throws looping shots. It's very hard to defend against them because, you know, if you're fighting a more traditional fighter and you know he's looking for, we'll say, the left hook, you can defend against that, you know, and Dalton Smith there is just throwing uppercuts at this guy. But you can defend against that. You can kind of see where the angles are coming from. You can get used to it. You can kind of read what the fighter is doing, so to speak. But when you're fighting someone like Lara, who's unorthodox, where these comes from different angles, and you could be expecting a left hook and he throws an uppercut, it's very difficult. Lara in the 5th round. Yes, where's Carlos? IIG, man, big up. You, Jamie, Joe Stunner Boxing, all have quite different predictions for this one. Shows how interesting this one. Oh, wow. I thought Dalton Smith was gone there. He just fuffled your man. He's had him down a few times, like fuffled him down to the ground a few times. Yeah, I know. We all have different picks. 71 in the building. Smash the like button if you could, lads. And also sponsored by the Hit Company. Have their logo up there, and I have it running in the thing down there. Yes, G-Man. Time to mute the commentary. Yeah. Boom. Your boy's going to be giving you commentary throughout the fight. I can't wait for this fight, lads. Honestly, like, I'm really hyped for this fight. I just don't envision anything other than a good fight. I think the undercard, though, like, they've all, apart from Gary Cuddy's fight, they've all gone on longer than I think we anticipated. Like, what time is it now? It's 10:30, nearly, basically 10:30. I think we all expected the main event to be starting now. It's just Siobhan Clark went the distance. Who was the guy? Gamaliafai. Yeah, well, I thought it was Gamaliafai got battered. And that, you know something about, I'll just touch on that fight briefly because I did see it. Gamaliel fight never impressed me, even when he was unbeaten. And people were saying his legs are gone, and Darren Barker was saying he's not the same fighter. No, I think he's always been the same fighter. I think he was never that good to begin with. I mean, he never ventured at world level. He fought Gavin McDonald back in 2018, I think it was, 2019, 2018. And he got battered in that fight and hurt by Gavin McDonald, who really isn't a big puncher. I'll just add nonsense now. I know it's BS. And that's the one thing about VipBox is you will get absolutely bombarded with ads for some absolutely useless stream. Like, it does the job, but I still pay for the zone, so I'm just watching it on my TV, which is fine. And I'd rather that. Some of these stream sites work better on laptops than smartphones, get around the ads easier. True that, you'll find that. So although saying that, some of those laptops I found, these are old sites I used to use back in the day. They were definitely better on phones than they were on laptops, but that was, say, 5-6 years ago. Woods is a decent fighter. Lara is a hell of a challenge. He is. I'm rocking with Lara because Mexican. Boom. You're Mexican, mate. Boom. Support the own. There you go. I'd say Lara's going to win. It's just going to be so. Oh dear. Gabal needs to retire. He's just got no chin. I think that he was lucky it's amazing to me he got through that fight at all. And I don't think it's even that he's over the hill. I think he's just never been that good to begin with. And we're just seeing it now that he's kind of stepping up the levels. That's all it really is. He was just never that good. I don't think he's necessarily shot. He's only 31. I just don't think he's that good. Oh, some big shots from Dalton Smith went in there. Big up to Arlington. He's stuck through it. I'll give him that. He's stuck through it. Can he win for a world title overrated? Again, very hard to say. He's got a bit of a cut in this fight, so I wonder if that's going to hamper the Sam Maxwell fight. They were talking about April, maybe May, June, maybe. Dalton Smith is looking good. He's not got the kind of hype package that Adam Azim has got, although he's being hyped, yeah. But the way they're hyping Adam Azim is a lot more flashy than Dalton Smith. I think Dalton Smith is a good fighter. I'd like to see him fight Sam Maxwell. And then what I'd love to see would be him because we could really gauge where he is with this. I'd quite like to say, I think he's going to, no, don't hit him because you will get absolutely what by the referee if you do that. And I'd like to see him fight the winner of O'Hara Davis versus Lewis Ritson. I think that would really gauge roughly where he is. I think that would be a good match for him. Provided, of course, he gets by Sam Maxwell. Dalton's been a minute to go. He's really putting it on. Really putting it on. Thoughts on Vidal Riley? He looks okay. I've seen him fight a few times, and he looks fairly decent. I mean, I don't know how high his ceiling is. I would imagine probably not particularly high, but we'll see how he goes. Again, I wouldn't particularly say his ceiling is crazy high, but I think put it like this: I think he's better than Siobhan Clark. Hasn't he? I've seen a few of Siobhan Clark's fights, and he's looked not great, I have to say. And in the fight he fought tonight, I know we got his guy down a couple of times, but I mean, he really doesn't look good. I really wasn't impressed with what I seen from him. A little bit of fight there at the last minute. Was always scheduled at 11, not the usual. Was it always 11 o'clock? Okay. That means we've got a flipping half hour. No, they're not going to do a half hour. There you go. End of that fight. So main event is next, lads. Any decent referrals for the zone membership? Any decent referrals for the zone membership? It depends where you are. Like, you paying for the zone or what? Because if you are, they just hiked up the price. Gamal has piss poor defense. Yeah, he does. What are your thoughts on main events starting out at 11? I feel like it should be 10 the least. Yeah, what I loved about the World Boxing Super Series when it was a thing is that they were literally saying if it's in the States, it's I think 10 p.m. their time or 9 p.m. their time. If it's in the UK, it's 10 p.m. our time regardless. And they were strict about that. I prefer that because you're kind of, all over the place. Do you feel all the? But yeah, they're not great. No, none of them have been anything special. I mean, Cal, he won his title against Louis Conception, who was the weakest champion at Superfly at the time by quite some margin. So he won his title against a weakened champion. He defended it against nobodies until he fought Israel Gonzalez, and he lost. He just got the decision, but he lost. Anyone who watches it knows he lost that fight, and he lost it quite clearly. But he got the nod, and then he got battered by Chocolatito. So he's not that good. Galal, I don't know. See, they're going to have to fast track him. He wants to be fast tracked, but I don't see that working out for him. I really don't. Now, here's a pick by Chris. Woods to stop Lara in 11. I doubt Woods' training team would have chosen Lara as a voluntary if they didn't think that Lara could be beaten. Anyone can be beaten, 100%. And Lara has been beaten in the past. Bellew at the start of this said that he thought he blames Ben Davison for it, and Josh Warrington actually said, well, actually, hang on a minute, and he's correct about this. If they picked him, it's obviously because they see something in him. And I think that's true. They obviously do. Me personally, I just see Lara being too fresh. And I just see Lara doing it, possibly early as well. So it's going to be interesting. I can't wait. I haven't really looked into the Plant Benavidez undercard, mate, to be honest with you. But he hung in there. And Adam Smith. And there's the respect. And we have to reward his effort. Oh, I don't miss him. You see, there's certain things about Adam Smith. When a fight would heat up, his commentary wasn't that bad because he'd be, he kind of get into the moment with you. But the rest of the time, oh my God. Probably Lara. Definitely Lara, I would say. But saying that, you don't know, like the biggest puncher could be someone you never heard of, Think you can still sign up for the zone for 1 month and then stack it off? I think you'd have to pay the 20 quid, and then I think you'd have to literally probably cancel it then and there, and you might get away with it, but I'm not too sure. I do the 9 quid a month deal. Big up from Armenia. 3 a.m. main event going. In Armenia, it's 3 a.m. Really? Lara has been stopped. He's not invincible yet to the body. He can outbox Lara, but again, I think it's better to just put Lara and try and put him on the back foot. It'll be difficult, especially if it's in Crow Park. It'll be very, very difficult. Oh, look who it is. Big up to Karma every single time. Happy Saturday, my friend. Hope you're having a great day. I had a great day today. I did, and thank you for the 20 quid. I really appreciate that, my dear. I hope you're having a great day too. Looking forward to this fight. Really looking forward to the main event. Really looking forward to this. I think it's going to be a great fight. I think that everyone's expected a good one, and you got me on commentary, so whenever there's drama, you know how I react. I could be watching it, just talking, and then boom, I just flipping see something, I lose the head. To be honest, I think that Lara looks easy to beat until you step in the ring with him. Yeah, well, you got to figure it like this, right? There is footage of Lara out there. So obviously Matchroom and Eddie Hearn, when they were originally picking him as an opponent for Josh Warrington, they obviously looked at him and thought, oh yeah, he's probably, he doesn't look like anything great, anything special. Yeah, stick him in the ring with Josh Warrington. And then we saw what happened. I wonder, is it the same thing? And I wonder if Team would have kind of looked at him and thought, you know what? Yeah, he beat Josh Warrington, but look, there's things we can exploit there. Let's get in the ring with him. But then you get in the ring with him and it could be very, very different. What do you think of Adelaide? He looks all right. I've not really been crazy impressed with David Adelaide, to be honest with you, mate. He's kind of been just kind of, for me, I'm still waiting for that stand out, if you know what I mean. Something to stand out with him. I only caught the main event, to be honest. I was out with my friend last night. And JFB, thank you for the 5 quid. Every little bit helps, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thoughts on YB? Think he's a laugh? Yeah, he's a laugh. I always like a bit of humour. YB is all right. I think this is the best main event of the Matchroom schedules for the first half of the year. Yeah, I definitely do as well. I think it is. I think it is, and it's one of these fights where, like, I was watching the undercard. And the undercard was it's all right. It wasn't great, but it was all right. But I don't really care about the undercard for this particular fight. It's just this main event is just going to be. It's going to be fun. That's the best way I can describe it. It is going to be just hella fun. It is going to be so much fun. I can't wait. Anyone buying property for Spain? Contact Pork. Watched Lara Sanchez again the other day. Such a heavy hitter. Cannot wait. Yeah, I can't wait for it either. He's got the bag, Eddie. Yeah. G-Man definitely got the bag. Not yet. Now, Nicky Ball, he's one. Now, he's one to watch. I've been very impressed with him. He came out of nowhere, didn't he? Like, he came on, he fought Isaac Lowe in the Fury White card. And since then, he's been a joy to watch. He's been a revelation. I really enjoy him. I really enjoy him. If Wood loses, it'll be yet another Eddie Hearn fighter to lose or leave Matchroom. Ali Wood won't leave Matchroom, but if he loses, it's another title gone. It is what it is. I mean, well, doesn't Eddie Hearn have options? Doesn't he not work with Lara? So would it technically be a loss if you think about it like that? Because he's been on fighting on the Zone cards. So technically, is Lara not a Matchroom fighter? Obviously, I know he'd want to sell Leigh Wood, Josh Warrington. It's a bigger fight. Yeah, it is a bigger fight in the UK. I don't know if Josh Warrington would take on Mauricio Lara again after what's happened in the first fight, then in the second fight. Do you know what happened to Boxing Gossip? You remind me of Tom. That's a very good question. I don't know. And I was a big fan of Boxing Gossip back in the day. I like Boxing Gossip. You know, when I started watching boxing YouTubers, you know, I used to watch, I only really watched a few. I watched Hatman, and I watched Box Talk. So obviously I watched Ade, but this is back when it was Ade and Ryan, when they were sitting in Ryan's living room talking boxing there. So I watched Box Talk. I watched The Wire. Who else did I watch? Oh, I didn't watch many. It was mainly kind of Hatman, Box Talk, people like that. And obviously Boxing Gossip was one of them. Now, I have to say, as much as I like Boxing Gossip, there was a lot of things that I disagreed with him on. Oh boy. I'd be watching his videos and I'd be like, I like you, you make a lot of sense, but I seriously disagree with you on this. So that I disagreed with him on a lot of things he said in terms of boxing stuff, obviously. Like, for example, he was never sold on Chocolatito, if you remember. And obviously, you know, he's one of my favorite fighters. And when he lost to Sorumvasai, he was scathing. I remember this post-fight very well. He was scathing of Chocolatito, and he was scathing of Rumvasai as well. And I was like, look at that fight and actually look at what Rumvasai does. He is not this fighter you're making him out to be. But I used to like him because he was very good. He's very knowledgeable. And I missed him. And he didn't even announce he was leaving. It was just kind of, he done one video and then that was it. He was gone. That's been nearly 5 years. So I don't know what he's done since then. Yeah, it's a mystery. I'm sure whatever he's doing, he's happy with it. But like when he had a channel, it was about roughly the same size as mine now, maybe a bit smaller. So God only knows where he could be now if he carried on. Watching all your content, G-Man. Love it. Will you be doing another live with Blue Collar soon? Yeah, actually, I've been meaning to message him about that. I want to get Dell on soon, actually, because I always have good fun when me and him do the lives. So yeah, I will. I must message him about that because I've been thinking about asking him to come on for a little bit, maybe preview Joshua Franklin, because obviously his opinion is very. I'm sure we'll have a good laugh on that one. So yeah, no, definitely. Oh yeah, and thank you for the £5 as well. But you know, I'll get Dell on hopefully soon. Hopefully the next 2-3 weeks, definitely. Think he's got a good job, got the bag. Yeah, but like, you know, you could still do YouTube on the side. I think one of the things that he didn't like, and I get this, is he went to a lot of shows, like boxing shows, and was getting recognized there a bit. I can understand if you're a very private person that's maybe not what you want if you're going to a show. I've been recognized at a couple, like when I've gone to the pressers and stuff like that, I've had people come to me. I don't mind personally. It's a different stroke for different folk. It doesn't really bother me. I'm just kind of like, what? You know who I am? Do you know who's the face? The Lord Lonsdale. I only watch yourself now and Hatman and sometimes Ade. Yeah, what about Chris, man? You always got to watch a bit of Chris Andre. Can't beat a bit of Chris Andre. And yeah, no, Ade is good. Definitely. And obviously, me and him, when we do the videos together, they're even better. So there you go. And yeah, people love those videos me and Ade did together. So much that actually he messaged me on the, I think it was the Monday. It was the Monday after we done the videos on Friday together. And he was like, you got to come back and do more. Because the people were like, I was like, all right, Grant. So I remember we filmed that at like 10 o'clock at night. And bear in mind, I was staying in Westminster. Ade lives in Stratford. So I was literally not last one, but like late train to Stratford, record straight to, and he actually paid for me. He paid an Uber to take me to the studio. I don't know where the studio was, but it's about a 20-minute walk from the station in Stratford, which I thought was very nice, paying for the Uber for that. And yeah, we recorded until about 11. So, and I was flying back the next day, so I was pretty damn tired by the end of it. Because the hotel I stay in, it's about a 20-minute walk from the station in Westminster back. But you get to see the Abbey and stuff like that on the way. It's been a while. How are you? Have some great news. I became an uncle. There you go, mate. That is brilliant. The baby Aussie Xavier. There you go, man. That is good news. That is good news, man. That's absolutely fantastic. Becoming an uncle. Crazy. Still, none of my friends have had any kids yet, so watch the space. We're getting to that age now. I think it'll be a good few more years before I will anyway, but yeah, watch the space. Got tickets for Joy Sang, looking forward to it. It's good undercard as well, isn't it? I'm kind of 50-50 will I try and go over for that one. It's in a good location as well, so I'm 50-50 will I head over to that one, yes or no. I might. I'll see, because it's a good little undercard as well that's shaping up to be. And the copper box is actually quite handy. Literally, I like the Premier Inn in Stratford, so I'd always stay up there a bit. And the copper box is only like a 5-minute walk from there. If I was a boxer, what would be your ring walk song? Oh, I've answered this question loads of times. And as always, I'd say the same thing. Look up the song Exhibit X. That's a perfect ring walk. That would be just beauty. I'm surprised no one's ever used that going to the ring, because it's a good song as well. Yeah, Exhibit X. Can't beat that song. That is just Exhibit Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. Brilliant. Body Shot in the Fort. Used to talk to boxing gossip regularly enough. Yeah, I like boxing gossip. Again, he left for whatever reason. That's him. It was just so strange though. Like, he was literally doing the boxing gossip podcast. Remember those? He was literally doing them. I don't know. I can't remember what day it was that he made his last video, but he normally did them on a Wednesday, I think. And it was literally within a few days gone. There was no like kind of, I'm thinking about it or what. He was still chucking the content out and then just boom, gone. See it. So yeah, look, that is what that is. Some people, for whatever reason, he just didn't want to stay there. Have different views on the Katie fights. I think for me, like, the event happening here in Ireland is such a big deal, because for me anyway, because in Ireland, and they are getting, like, there's 2 shows in 2 weeks in Ireland in the 1st of April and the 8th of April. That's unheard of. Even the best of times to have shows consistently happening in Ireland, that's unheard of. So we're already up to 4 shows this year by May. Put it in context. 2019, right? There was 2 in the whole year, and we've 4 already this year. So it's getting there. I want to see Ireland grow, our boxing in Ireland grow a bit more, because it's just like, I don't tend to go to a lot of the fights, because, to be honest, a lot of them do tend to clash with the big shows, which I don't like. But if they don't clash, I do go to shows. Chris is too complicated for me. Chris is just great at just talking in general. Once the fight on the Zan card, oh, that'd be sweet. If they got him on there, man, that'd be cool. And yeah, massive shout out to Anthony. Yeah, Rakimov didn't impress me at all when he fought. I really did think he'd have an easy time with Zelfa Barrett. I really did. To see him, he was losing that fight. to see how that fight went, it had me thinking, you know what? Cordina's gonna beat him. Now he might even stop him. Thank you, Karma. How old are you, G man? 29, man. 29 is a great area. It's small and not a bad seat in the house. Joe Joyce, when he fought at Wembley Arena, it was not empty, but you could tell he wasn't feeling that. And Copper Box is just perfect, I think, for him. At this stage, because if he doesn't have the right dance partner, he can't fill out a big arena. So the Copper Box is perfect. I've never been in it myself personally, but I've walked by it, and it looks nice. It looks nice, at least from the outside. Yeah, Unrivaled. He just called it quits. I still chat to Unrivaled. Obviously, I never met or knew who Boxing Gossip was personally, but obviously I still do chat to Unrivaled, so big up to him. And yeah, I do still keep in touch with him. I need to actually give him a call. I haven't spoken with him in a while, but I do still keep in touch with him. That's for sure. If Joshua catches one against Franklin, you think his head will go? Keep the good work. I think it's a safe bet. Joshua has a better chin at this stage than Dylan White. Gonna give it to you. Hey, G-Man, just check it in tonight. Unfortunately, really enjoyed the Sam Smith performance. The Zone need to sack himself every sentence. Yeah. Yeah. Have you reached the press pass status now for these events you've been to? Yeah, pretty much got the. It depends though, like, so it depends on the event. So like for the really, like, put it like this, right? If I decided to go press passing for Joshua, chances are I might, but chances are probably not. I might get to the press conference, but the event itself, probably not, because they can only give so many press passes out because there's only so many at press row. So if you have seconds out, IFL, Boxing Gossip, ID Boxing, there's only so much they can give, if you know what I mean. And they have smaller ones who do just journalism writing. So you kind of gotta, you kind of gotta go to the shows that are a little bit lower down, for the moment anyway. But like I confidently say I've got into Joyce already, so I'm fairly sure I get that one. I'm not sure if you've asked this question before, but why is there not a consistency in boxing in the UK developing championship level fighters, no matter what the division? I think it's several things. I think that for some, I think it's just the inability to adapt to the pro game. Because if you look at like Eastern European fighters, one reason why they're successful amateur and pro is that they drill the pro style into you even as an amateur. Whereas when you're an amateur, they're drilling an amateur style into you. They do it in Ireland too, and you see it with Irish pros. They drill an amateur style into you, and that is it. If you even, like David Hay was a good example. David Hay tried to fight a pro style as an amateur. So he used to focus on power punching when he was an amateur in the gym in Fitzroy Lodge. And apparently he was always given out to and told, don't do that. But David Hay, we know, he's a power puncher. That's the way he is. So they try and deter you from hitting hard. They try and deter you from fighting as a pro style, basically. And I think for a lot of people, when they turn over, as good as they may look as an amateur, they're literally having to start from fresh. So this is everything. Essentially, it's like they tell you, I know a few people who are hairdressers, and they went to college for it rather than doing an apprenticeship. And you're literally told in the first day, whatever you were told in college, forget about that. This is what you're doing. So it's kind of like that, I think, in terms of the UK. Whereas I think in America, they tend to be a bit more, they just tend to develop you in every aspect. And we're getting the ring walks now. So boom, we should be on course for about 11 o'clock. It's a bit like Boxing Legends TV, just going out with no reason to watch him all the time. If Boxing Legends was doing so well, oh man, I really don't. Exactly, may as well get Roberto Duran out next. I really don't know. Why. Look, this whole situation with Conor Benn, PR-wise, it's been a disaster. There's no way around it. It's been an absolute nightmare for Matchroom. And I think that I don't know. I really don't know why they're mentioned. I think with now they kind of know. Maybe they just know because from the outside looking, it just looks like Conor Ben is guilty. From the outside looking, it does. Maybe they're thinking if he comes back, fights in the UK, he's going to be off the, you know, he's going to give up trying to have a baby. Let's put it like that. And maybe they feel like, okay, we need to just try and get a big money fight that has probably as little risk but as good a reward as we can get. Because you going from, Cedric Payne now, we all remember that fight. I will, of course, tell him his eldad was asking after him. He knows who you will mean. I will, of course, eldad. Oh yeah, you're eldad. I didn't even read the name there. But I will, of course, absolutely. This card dragged on far too long. I don't know, will they? It's a good. I don't know if they will. They didn't do it. I'm saying that wasn't the world title fight. They didn't do it for Eubank. I think they will though. They probably will. G-Man, do you ever do boxing events in the BT Sport area in London? No, not yet. I've actually been, since the last time I was over in London, I was actually really seriously, still am kind of considering just saying the hell with it and just packing up shop and just heading over there. But I'm kind of, I don't know. E-Machine, big up. You think AJ is fighting Franklin in preparation for Fury? Not very good preparation, mate, if you think about it from a style point of view. And I don't know, is the honest answer. I hope not. I hope Fury fights Usyk. Shout out to G-Man, 10K. I know, I'm still delighted I got 10K. And 5K or 20K around the corner. Yeah, man, it's been a quick little rise. Once I hit 10K, it's been growing a good bit. We're 10,450 now. 128 of you guys in the building, so if you haven't, hit the like button. So hopefully, long may we keep growing and get to 20K as soon as we can. Mauricio Lara doing his ring walk, and it's not a long walk to the ring, so hopefully it'd be nice and quick. I hope not. I really hope not. I really hope they shouldn't. I really just want to get this fight over the line. Oh yeah, I did mention that actually. No. I mentioned it in one of the review of the weeks. I did mention it. I can't remember which one, but I did mention it in one of the review of the weeks. And yes, epic win over Bermain Stavern. Epic. Stavern hasn't been relevant in nearly a decade. You and Counterpunch will be a good watch. We'll get some exposure in America. That's the one thing I need to actually start doing is I need to help out and get a few of the American guys on because it's really been all over this end, hasn't it? Really, think about it, because it's always been, me, Chris, Jamie, people, Ade, people like that. Yeah, Lara's on his ring walk. G-Man, you need to do is go to your local people and tell them you have knowledge and would write an article for them on fights if you can get accredited and you will cover the cost. I could do that, but I like doing it. I've always been one to do it my way, kind of, and it's for me. It's like I'm going for myself. I'm doing it all for this, and that's kind of more what I want to do for now, anyway. Got that world. Well, he hasn't vacated, as far as I'm aware, that title at 126 pounds. Leaving Sky. I mean, I have to say one thing about Sky. The show they did last week with Adam Museum, the life in terms of the broadcast was just not there. I was watching it and I was just like, this broadcast team is, and Andy Clark's a good commentator, don't get me wrong, but in every aspect, I was like, the broadcast team, the interviewers, they're just lifeless. And it seems to be happening with Sky a lot, not just in boxing. When you just see the teams they have who are doing the interviews, it just seems lifeless. I don't know what's the strange thing, but I was watching it last week and I was like, this team are just putting me to sleep. Yeah, Andy Clark's a good commentator, but there's just Sky have lost something. And I think they lost it even before Eddie Hearn left, to be honest with you, in terms of just the dynamic with the team. I mean, there was a time where I looked at Sky and, they had good, you had Paul Dempsey who was doing the presenting, Jim Watt. Yeah, I like Jim. I always liked Jim Watt. I always liked him. Some people didn't, but I always liked them. Ian Dark, Barry McGuigan on the other side. There was a bit of life with the team. And that's been just going away. But now it just seems like, it just does not seem fun to listen to or watch at all. Yeah, it was a quick one. The Eubank Smith fight helped out. That got me like nearly 100. I think it got me like 150 subs in 2 days. I think with Ade, it got me like 200. And then the other 200 just came from your boy putting that graft in, you know, putting that graft in. So yeah, it's been good. And hopefully we get a couple from this and the post fight. So we're getting there, man. We're getting there. I'd like to get to around, if I could get 20k by the end of the year, I'd be very, very pleased with that. I'm just going to pop this on charge real quick. So obviously always keep a spare screen just to make sure the stream looks good and it's not chopping all over the place, which it isn't, thank God. So we're doing good. I didn't see that, no, but he called him a snake oil salesman. Do you agree? No, I think that with Eubank, I think Eubank just, he's got nowhere else to go really other than to take this rematch, because he ain't going to get any big paydays at 168 pounds other than if it's Billy Joe Saunders. They're not easy fights, and his status as a pay-per-view star is gone, so he's probably just trying to make what money he can. Remember Straffon, the guy who knocked out I can't remember his name now, Tennyson. The Diva is going to take over 23, 24. Yeah, Gary Cully is looking good. He's looking good, isn't he? Do you still think, do you mind a question, do you still think there is good niche boxing on YouTube to create a successful channel? Of course, man. I think there's enough boxing on. I think that, you know, people have often messaged me about starting their channels and they've packed it in fairly quick. And for me, like, kind of like 2019 was a growing year for me. The goal was to get to 1K subs. That was my big goal, and I did that. And then it was just push on. But there was a lot of times there where the videos were tanking. But I knew that was going to happen. I think a lot of people, what they do is when they like ask for help and all that jazz, they're kind of expecting it instant results. You know, boxing is niche at the end of the day, and it's going to take a lot of time to build the channel. It is. It's going to take a lot of graft and a lot of sacrifice. That's the word. You know, 2019, I think I was sat at home reviewing fights way more than I was out, because there's a lot more boxing on, way more than I was out with my friends when I wanted to be. But I just knew I wasn't even getting paid at the time for YouTube at the time. Didn't have a spot, didn't have anything. And I was just like, well, if it helps grow the channel, the hell with it. Just grow the goddamn channel, and, you know, you can do what you want when you're in a very good place with it. But for now, you got to keep growing it. And that's just the way I've been with it. So I've always been like that. I think that's the way you kind of need to be, you know. That's just my way of looking at it. But there's still plenty of boxing to talk about. There's plenty of new channels who've started up in the last year and are doing okay. You know, they've got a couple of hundreds. So look at Outmatch. Look at Joe Stunner. So, you know, I'd say for anyone, just give it a go. And yeah, you can create a successful channel. I mean, geez, mine just kind of came out of the blue almost. It was like, it's here with 1 minute and then boom, you're at 10K a couple of years later. It's crazy. One day you're going to make it like Addy. Keep at it. Your knowledge is top tier. Thank you, mate. That's to make it like Addy. Like, I watch Addy on the zone there and I'm just like, that is what I want. You know, I look at Addy the way he presents his questions and I'm just like, well, take notes in case you're ever in that situation. Take goddamn notes. Yeah. McCrory was good. So was Jim Watt. I always loved Jim Watt on commentary. Ultimate commentary team. Jim Lampley, Paulie, and Barry Jones. And you need a Harold Letterman type. You need a proper Harold Letterman type. I maybe get Steve Weisfeld in because they used to get him the odd time if Harold Letterman was unavailable to do the scoring. I would get obviously Paulie, Jim, and Barry Jones, obviously, and probably Andy Clark as kind of a Larry Merchant type figure. That would be my team. You thought of making short videos for TikTok? Nah, I've never used TikTok. I wonder how much of the 10k is from tie-in. Probably none, because whenever he's mentioned me, I've not noticed the sub count change at all. Even if Paulie is annoying, you got to give him props for his knowledge. He's a great commentator. And what I like about Paulie is he's always objective, and I think that's the thing that's cost him. I remember when he was commentating on Crolla Linares 1, and Sky were giving Crolla way too much. They were really reaching. They were giving him way too much credit. He had to rein him. He had to rein the Sky team back in and say, guys, he's not winning this fight. It's not even close. And it was after that where they kind of did change and is doing the better work. Too many commentary teams these days are flat and not distinctive. No, they are. They are. Like put it like this. Like Costello is just, he's not my cup of tea. He really isn't on commentary. I like Carl Froch when he's on. He's grown on me over the years. And I think now it's more so comical with Carl Froch, where before you used to just think, like, what the hell? It's comical now with him. And obviously, I like Barry Jones. Love Barry Jones on commentary. There is some good out there, but there's some really not amazing. 164. So again, if you haven't already, smash the like button, help your boy out. We've only got we got 71 likes. Let's get over 100. And if you haven't subscribed, hit subscribe, of course. Help your boy out. Where's my water? And we're going to watch this fight. This fight's going to be lit. David Diamante making the announcements. Leigh Wood getting announced. Lads, this is going to be lit. How much juice do I have in this? Loads. This is going to be lit. Yeah, George Groves ain't a bad commentator. He ain't. Oh, lads, looking forward to this one. Really looking forward to this one. Just making sure everything's good there. Yeah, it is perfect. Oh, lads, I can't wait. I reckon this fight's going to take off. Like, first bell, instantly we're going to see something. Thumbnail looks good. It does look good. Shout out, I've got a new guy making the thumbnails now, and I think it's going to be let's say it's going to be a good little partnership. It's going to be a good little partnership. So I've got someone new making the thumbnails, and when the fight starts, please. Well, I'm watching it on DAZN, and Michael Alexander is literally just, he's giving the boxers their instructions now. So on the edge of your seat for this one, so am I. It's going to be great. So this fight literally on my screen, and I'm watching it on my TV with DAZN, so it should be as good as you're going to get. In terms of time-wise, I'll let you know when we're underway, because I'm going to commentate on this fight. So boxers look ready. Boom, here we go. Let's go. Leigh Wood straight away on the jab. Now, Josh Warrington, interestingly enough, that's what he did in the second fight. So Josh Warrington started that fight on the jab. Started on the back foot, jabbing Lara. And he won that first round on the jab. Now, it was after that where obviously he started having his issues. And thank you, Nick. Like and subscribe. Thank you, my man, for the £5. I was watching that there. Bet365 already, 40 seconds in. But it's interesting. So starting on the jab, not looking to engage. Now, Lara can be outboxed, I think. But it's risky. Because if he doesn't respect your power, he's going to charge in. And he didn't with Josh Warrington. And Josh Warrington had no real answer. He stayed in the pocket too long. But look what Lara's doing. So he's tucking up and covering his head like that. Right? So he's really sitting there. If Leigh Wood is smart, what he's going to want to do is when he gets a chance to start punching Mauricio, like really go, what he should do is just put the combinations together. Because I think that if you're a combination puncher, you can have a lot of success against Mauricio Lara. You're anyway decent combination, but you can see how wary he is. And look at that, just swings in with shots, misses with an uppercut to Mauricio Lara. But a good jab to the body by Leigh Wood, offsetting Mauricio Lara. That's going to be good now. If he switches to the jab up the head and body, he's going to definitely keep Mauricio Lara off balance, and he might stay a step ahead. Because Lara looking to charge in, actually a jab of his own. Leigh Wood, cagey enough start from Leigh Wood. Now remember, he started the first round against Conlon very well, but ultimately ended up getting dropped heavily by Conlon towards the end of the first round with an overhand left. Open to that shot. And look at that swing from Lara. When he misses, his whole body turns. But again, Leigh Wood just keeping it at range, using the jab. Not a strong jab, That's one thing I have to say. Not a particularly strong jab. If you're going to leave that jab out, something like that can happen, but a right hand from Leigh Wood goes in. And Mauricio Lara holding on, looking to clinch, throwing a few body shots in there as well. It's a decent opening start from Leigh Wood. Yeah, using the jab to good effect. Popping it out there. Looking to set up the right hand, but Mauricio Lara looks dangerous. He just sits there looking dangerous. Uppercut goes in, but he gets countered. Oh, but a big shot goes in from Mauricio Lara, but himself off balance. Leigh Wood doing a good job tucking up. Oh, look at that body shot and the hook from Mauricio Lara. Leigh Wood, he wanted to keep his glove up there. That could have ended badly. Interesting start. Leigh Wood using the jab, looking to just keep Lara at bay, but he looks dangerous. When Lara comes in with those attacks, he is looking very dangerous. But the first round ends. You'd have to give that to Leigh Wood. Although saying that, is Leigh Wood cut? There's blood there on the chest of Leigh Wood. Where's the cut? Oh yeah, cut above the left eye. Cut above the eye. Yeah. Grants are overrated, in my opinion. They're very overrated. I've warned them. Didn't impress me. Didn't really care for them. My picks for my two favorite gloves are the Mexican Everlast and Fly. They're my favorite. Bad cut. It is a bad cut, actually. And already, surely it was a punch. There was no clash of heads that I saw in that fight, in that first round. It's not a great cut. Let's have a look-see. Oh, no. Yeah, no, it was a clash of head, actually, but it looks at things. It didn't really look like they came together that bad. Head clash. Very kind of innocuous looking kind of head clash, but definitely opened the cut. Ooh. See, that's going to be a worry. Lara's already been kind of effed over by head clashes in the past, like against Josh Warren. But Leigh Wood, look at this. Leigh Wood stepping on the gas a bit there. Maybe looking to match fire with fire. Back to using his jab, but Lara probing. Trying to jab himself to get in there. Oh, body shot goes in from Mauricio Lara back into the clinch. I wonder how that cut's going to affect Leigh Wood. I know it's not bleeding directly into the eye, but the fact that he's bleeding, although saying that Lara can play about shots to the back of the head, I didn't. Oh, big right hand from Leigh Wood goes in there. And an uppercut from Lara. Now we're starting to see this fight fire up. Now things are getting interesting. How is Lara going to take the power of Leigh Wood if he gets hit? That right hand is just sitting there waiting. Yeah, big shots from Leigh Wood. But Lara, with some body shots, go in there himself. Fight starting to fire up a bit. A lot of blood coming from that cut though from Leigh Wood. But luckily for him, it's not going into the eye. It's just flowing down the face. Uppercut missed from Lara. He will tend to lead with uppercuts sometimes. That's something you should really do, especially at this level if you're not a Roy Jones. But people do it. Oh, good shots from Leigh Wood go in there. Might have stunned Lara a little bit. As I said, Lara's defense is not great. I had tried with it, didn't like him. Lara's defense is not great. So, but a little short left hook goes in there. I wonder how Leigh Wood felt when he hit that. Short punch from Lara went in. And he's backing Leigh Wood up. But that jab is doing good for Leigh Wood. Keeping Lara off balance. And he's keeping Lara at bay. So, big body shot. Big attack from Lara goes in. I think Leigh Wood felt that. And Lara starting to warm into this fight now. Letting these shots go. Another, that looked like it hurt. Big body shot from Lara. He's going to want to be careful, Leigh Wood. That was what really people underestimate about Lara in that Josh Warrington fight. It wasn't. There's a big headshot from Lara goes in. Leigh Wood hurt. Leigh Wood felt that. Legs buckled. And now he's holding. 20 seconds to go in the second round. But this is a big round for Mauricio Lara. He's hurt Leigh Wood to head and to body. Another body. Big body shot. Big headshot. Lara opening up on Leigh Wood. Leigh Wood's going to have to try and punch back or hold. This is not looking good for Leigh Wood at all. Big right hand from Lara. Really bad round for Leigh Wood. Lara with a massive round. I wonder, is it the cut or what? But the body work from Lara, I think, paid dividends in that round. He definitely hurt Leigh Wood to the body, and he definitely hurt him to the head noticeably. And if another round like that happens, it could be curtains for Leigh Wood. I wonder, is he going to have to just, if you were Leigh Wood, what would you tell him? Would you tell him to just go for broke? Wood seems to hurt Lara more the other way around, but Lara pushing back. Well, Leigh Wood's legs definitely dipped. They definitely dipped from a right hand from Lara. Let's have a look at some of the replays when they showed him. Total power punches, 62 by Lara thrown, as opposed to 26 from Leigh Wood. But Leigh Wood, the more accurate. 11 of those 26 power shots have landed. 25 for Lara. Here we go. Round 3 is about to get underway. Let's see how this goes. Round 3. That cut is bothering Leigh Wood, you can tell that. But he needs to just stay relaxed. Stay relaxed. Stay composed. I think he's worried that if he goes behind on the scorecards, we'll say after 4 rounds, and it goes to the scorecards, technical decisions, you know how that is. Maybe part of Leigh Wood's plan was to bring this fight late, but that could be derailed as a result of that cut if it continues to worsen, if it continues to bleed. But both men really not doing anything at the start of this 3rd round. I think barely any shots have been thrown or landed so far. Leigh Wood's obviously wary. He knows Lara's power is there. He knows Lara can hurt him. Whereas Lara, I'm sure he feels some power from Leigh Wood too. So he's not going to want to just rush in like a bull in the china shop. He's going to want to take his time, have a look, and see. Test the waters a bit more, see how hurt Leigh Wood is. But Leigh Wood definitely just keeping that range. But nothing really happened. You can't really say either man has a foothold in this round. Leigh Wood with a jab there, hit the arm of Lara. Nothing really happening in this 3rd round, it has to be said. Oh, big left hook from Leigh Wood there, and a right hand goes in. Wonder, did Lara feel that? They didn't look to have massive power on them, though, it has to be said. Jab to the body by Leigh Wood. And Lara just looking, probing, but nothing. Misses. Oh, hooks to the body go in there from Lara. Leigh Wood's going to want to be careful of that. Does not want to take too many of them. And it was the end of the 2nd round where Lara really put it on Leigh Wood. And that cut is bleeding again. I can see it dripping. I can see it trickling. Leigh Wood shorts are white. They won't be white by the end of this. Oh, big right hand from Leigh Wood goes in there. Lara felt that. And another. Better round this from Leigh Wood. Getting back to his boxing. Lara doesn't have a great defense. So when he lets these shots go, chances are some of them are going to land. If not, a lot of them will. So better work. Right hand again from Leigh Wood. Crowd rising to their feet. But is Lara, oh, that cut is bad, man. That's bleeding again. That cut is bad. Lara misses with a hook. Leigh Wood gets out of dodge. Better round this from Leigh Wood. Much better round. Oh, until then. Although saying that, no real damage done by Mauricio Lara with that little flurry. Leigh Wood looks to be keeping his composure. Looks to be standing up tall. Seems to be doing what he needs to do. And he's definitely won this 3rd round because Lara has done very little. It's been mainly Wood, and Leigh Wood holds at the end of this 3rd round. He's taken that round. So, not inconceivable to have Leigh Wood ahead. You could give him the 1st round, definitely give him the 3rd round. Mauricio Lara 100% the 2nd round. Very interesting fight. It was a good round by Leigh Wood. It was a good recovery. Much needed. Much needed recovery from Leigh Wood. Let's just see how much juice we got. We got loads. Oh, big right hand, yeah. Big right hand landed by Woods. Leigh Wood doing well in that 3rd round as we get ready for the 4th round. I worry about that cut, though. It looks bad. It looks very bad. The cut man's doing a good job stemming the flow at the start of the round, but the minute any kind of significant shot from Lara goes in, and it's trickling down again. He's come through crises bigger than this before. He was in all sorts of trouble against Michael Conlon in the first 2 rounds. Managed to come through that. Let's see. He hasn't been in that sort of a crisis yet against Mauricio Lara. But remember, Josh Warrington didn't start off too bad against Mauricio Lara in their fight. It was the 4th round where it really started to go downhill for Josh Warrington. Will it be the same for Leigh Wood? Big left hook from Lara. Finding his range with that left hook there. The power of Lara is there. And yes, so he can, oh, big left hook. Leigh Wood took it well though, still standing. But Lara warming into it, goes back down to the body. Looking for openings. Leigh Wood doing a good job keeping his defense tucking up, but doesn't want to take too many of them. When Lara smells blood, he goes for it. He goes through the gears very quickly. Leigh Wood just sticking to his boxing, just keeping Lara at bay. But he's dangerous at all times. He has that one hitter quitter that can just put you out. But this is what he needs to do. Lara's backed up against the ropes. Less dangerous when he's backed up against the ropes. You take a lot of the power away from the fighter when you do that. Because very rare you'll have a fighter who can punch as hard in the back foot as he can on the front foot. Lara is a come forward front foot puncher. If you put him on the back foot, it's risky, but I think you'll negate a lot of that power. I think you will, and that's exactly what Leigh Wood is trying to do. Exactly what Leigh Wood is trying to do. But Lara, coming forward again, walks into a right hand by Leigh Wood, but no real power on it. Lara shakes it off and misses with the left hook. Not able to do anything up close. They end up getting up into a clinch. Leigh Wood doing well enough up close. He's not taking too many, but he takes a jab from Lara there. Another jab from Lara. Not someone who would be known for using this jab, but he's using it now. Trying to get in on Leigh Wood. He's trying to do something, anything to Leigh Wood. But he's not doing it. And apart from that little flirty he's had at the start, he's not really done much else in this 4th round. Now, it has to be said. He misses. He takes a right hand and he misses with a hook of his own. He is missing a lot. But Leigh Wood is taking some body shots in return. He's always got to be wary about what's coming back at him. But the fear that Josh Warrington showed, certainly in the rematch, isn't there for Leigh Wood from the looks of things. But he does take a big jab and a body shot and gets a hit with a left hook by Lara. But no real effect on Leigh Wood. Jab to the body by Wood. Right hand goes in. Crowd up on their feet again. Good round again for Leigh Wood. Oh, body shot goes in by Leigh Wood as well. He's clawed this round back as well. This is another round you got to say is going to Leigh Wood. You have to give it to him. Yes, Lara had a good start to the round, but other than that, he's not done much. And again, another miss. Another swing and a miss by Mauricio Lara. Can't get in close. Nope, those shots don't land. Good round for Leigh Wood. Very good. Crowd up on their feet. Interesting. Very interesting fight so far. Very interesting. Worst case scenario, I have to bring out the old headphones. Worst case scenario, I shouldn't. Should be okay. I should be okay. Should be. That's worst case scenario, lads. Worst case scenario. But yeah, very good fight so far. Not quite the barn burner we were all expecting, but it's not been a bad fight either. Very good composure by Leigh Wood. Yeah, he did take some shots in that round, but for the most part, I felt like he got the better of it. I can't give Lara a round based on a left hook he landed at the start and did nothing else for the rest of the round. It's not inconceivable to have Leigh Wood 3 rounds up in this fight. Here we go with the round 5. Barn burner would definitely not suit Leigh Wood. I don't think he'd come out well in that. I think he'd come out fiddling that one. Just trying to keep his boxing, keep it at range, and not walk into anything silly. And I agree with Frotch's scorecard. I think that's fair. I would myself have it the same. Oh, uppercut goes in from Leigh Wood. And that's what I said. You can punch with Lara. He stands very stationary. He stands still when you're hitting him. He's not going to be moving his feet at any real time. He tends to just kind of plant his feet the whole time. So when you open up a combination, he just tends to freeze up. So you can actually, you try to overwhelm him a bit. So good work by Leigh Wood there. Doing very well, Leigh Wood, in this fight. Very well. If I was Eddie Hearn, I'd be pretty happy with what I'm seeing so far from my fighter. I would be. Good display. Ben Davison sat there at ringside looking in. Good jab to the body. I wonder how those jabs to the body will take effect. Heads came very close together there. Whoa. Nothing came of it. Oh, but Lara with a good jab. A jab kind of uppercut kind of jab almost. Misses with a left hook, but needs to be careful up close. Lara with those hooks is dangerous like that. But a big body shot goes in from Leigh Wood. I think Lara felt that. Leigh Wood stepping on the gas a little bit. Here in the 5th round. Things are getting interesting now. Misses with a body shot. Lara misses with the hook. Both guys are fighting in the center of the ring. Right hand just skims Mauricio Lara. And left hook to no effect, but an uppercut goes in from Lara. Leigh Wood definitely felt that. Leigh Wood pulling the head back. You're not allowed to do that, referee. No, you're not going to say anything. Of course not. But Leigh Wood, again, boxing quite well in this round. A little bit of swelling I see on the face of Mauricio Lara. Is he getting frustrated? Because he's not able to get in and land his shots. We're near the end of the 5th round. Leigh Wood doing a great job tucking up. Taking some of the sting away. That cut's bad. That was still bleeding like crazy. But Leigh Wood again. Keeping Lara at bay. And you got to say, you're giving him these rounds. He's picking them up. Oh, but he takes a left hook there. But no real power on it. And makes Lara miss with his right hand. Some real good work in this round by Leigh Wood. Lara's had a bit more success though, it has to be said. But is there enough? Although he did catch a good few shots in there on Leigh Wood, but he misses wildly with a right hand. Leigh Wood hoists his hand. He's going back happy. Interesting. Very, very interesting so far. Very intriguing fight. How do we have it at ringside, lads? How do we have it? The jab to the body is working well. You could say that was kind of more back than it was to the front. Yeah, I'll give him that. I'll give him that one. I gotta be frank, I thought Lara might get rid of him early. So I think I said between rounds 4 through to 7 or so, thereabouts. So Lara is doing better than Wood is doing better than I gave him credit for, and he's landing more on Mauricio Lara. Now he did take a big left hook there, but it had no real effect on Leigh Wood. Now, if I was in Team Lara, I'd be saying try for the overhand right because Leigh Wood is open to that shot. Taking a long time with Lara in the corner. Very long time. Right, here we go, round 6. Leigh Wood hoists hands off. Mauricio Lara open as the favourite, but Wood, he is fighting like the favourite in this fight. He's really putting Lara in his seat. And Lara doesn't seem to have much to offer. Not a lot. Not an awful lot to offer by Mauricio Lara. Very well, yeah. The jab is forcing him back. It is. I just thought that Lara would be the kind of guy. Obviously, that jab is a lot more powerful than I thought it would be because I thought if he did put Lara on the jab, it would do good. But I thought Lara would find a way to just kind of walk through it, but he hasn't. And I think the right hand is also deterring him. That jab to the body is great. It's really great. And the right hand there from Leigh Wood goes in. And Lara's kind of looking like, what's going on? I can't get to this guy. And Leigh Wood really, I think he might have buzzed. Well, the fans are up on the side, but maybe not so much. Maybe he didn't buzz him that much, but definitely doing a good job, Leigh Wood. Really is. Nottingham Forest had a good result today. They're going to have an even better result today. Yeah. As a voluntary. Lara hasn't done anything in this fight, really, apart from the second round. Is he waiting to launch an attack? Or is he deterred by Leigh Wood's punching power? This is very good by Leigh Wood. Really impressed with what I'm seeing from him so far. He's putting Josh Warrington to shame. Oh, big right hand goes in from Leigh Wood again. This is where, oh, another one. And Lara's throwing nothing back. Missing it with right hands. Defense by Leigh Wood on par. Excellent work by Leigh Wood in this round. Winning these rounds, lads. Winning these rounds. And Lara has nothing to offer. He's coming up short in all his shots. With the exception of the second round, Leigh Wood has fought a brilliant fight. Brilliant so far. Mauricio, Lara has absolutely nothing to offer. Trying, but no go. Although he is trying a little bit more now towards the back end of the sixth. But that jab is causing Leigh Wood so many problems. Although, body attack by Lara at the end of the sixth round. I wonder how Leigh Wood felt after that. Interesting. Leigh Wood favourite with the bookies now. It's interesting. Very interesting fight. And 195 of you guys in the building. If you could, lads, smash the old like button. Help your boy out. Help your boy out. And if you haven't, we're 3 likes off 100 likes. Smash the goddamn like button. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe. Appreciate that, peeps. Appreciate that. This is great work by Leigh Wood. Very impressed with him so far in this fight. Very much so. Lara is, like, at the end of that round, Lara did do some good work. He did attack Leigh Wood's body, but he didn't do enough. Didn't do enough. This is a voluntary, remember, as well. It's not a mandatory. Didn't have to fight Lara, but chose it. Very good fight. And again, yeah, I've only gave Lara the second round. I can't argue with Carl Froch's scorecard. It's been very good by Leigh Wood. Some might even argue that he might get the stoppage. And bear in mind, Lara, how's his heart? Do we know how he is in the heart department? It's been a tough fight for him so far. Not much happening now at the start of this 7th round. Both guys just probing. I think Lara is just rattled a little bit by the punching power of Leigh Wood because he's not going in hell for leather like he was against Josh Warrington. In that fight, it was just like any chance he gets, he's going in attacking Josh Warrington. He's not doing that at all in this fight. He's trying to, but he ain't doing it. At the end of the day, these rounds are going to count down and down and down. It's a very interesting fight. I wouldn't cash out on a win by knockout. Interesting. You might get it. You never know. I wonder what odds they give you on both guys to get dropped. Great boxing by Leigh Wood. I mean, this is a guy who got outboxed by Jazza Dickens. I wonder what would happen if you put Jazza Dickens in with him now, how long he'd last. Not long. Yeah. Lara again coming up short. Very impressed by Leigh Wood now in this round. He's doing some great work with the jab. Really liking it, how he's switching up the head and body. He's taking a few steps back. He's basically what he is. But an uppercut goes in there by Mauricio Lara. But he's making Lara move first. And whenever he moves first, he's swinging, he's missing, he's able to step back. Left hook goes in by Leigh Wood. Because Lara's defense just ain't great. His balance ain't great. A right hand by Leigh Wood goes in, but he does take a bit of a risk. See, whenever he takes a step in, if Lara stays there stationary, he is taking a slight risk. But Lara's not really shown anything that's bothered Leigh Wood. But until then, lands a big jab that he just stepped in with. Nothing really major. Oh, what a left hook by Mauricio Lara. Oh, Leigh Wood is down. Oh, dear. Oh, wow. That was what you didn't want to happen. Leigh Wood is all over the place. Tells come in. Tells come in. Wow. Whoa. And you know something? Those legs are pretty gone. Those legs are pretty gone. Oh, man. Mauricio, Lara. Wow. And they are throwing bottles in at the ringside. Those fans ain't going to be happy. But I have to say, look, correct decision by Ben Davison. Oh, man, we could get a riot in there. Correct decision by Ben Davison. But God, you got to feel for Leigh Wood. He was doing fantastic. Oxygen being administered, of course. Oh, man. I feel for Leigh Wood. I do. He was doing so well. So well. Wow, it looks like they're getting into us. I think he's trying to just say, like, see, is Leigh Wood okay? But, yeah. Oh, man. What a shot by Lara. I want to see this shot again. Holy mother of God, that was some shot. Was the shot he was looking for all night. Crazy. What a shot by Lara. Well, it was a great shot. It's hard to say they've no chins when they're hit with a shot like that. Holy hell. Unbelievable. Losing every round. And then that happens. Wow. Leigh Wood is getting oxygen. I mean, man. I feel for Leigh Wood. I do. I feel for him. I think, it probably was the correct decision. A knockout like that, a knockdown like that, I mean, it probably was. But I have to see it again. I have to see it again. I got to see that knockout again. But, like, you know, what do you say? Like, do you say yay or nay? It probably was the correct decision, truth be told. But you got to feel for Leigh Wood. You do. 239 of yous in the building. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Hit subscribe. Well, Leigh Wood was winning pretty much every round and then got hit with a left hook from Lara and was taken out. Yeah, I think Eddie Hearn has signed Lara. I think he's okay. Let's have a look at this, right? So, replay coming here. Oh, no. Don't hook with a hooker. You ever hear that saying? Don't hook with a hooker, and Leigh Wood did. You can jab with a jabber, but you can't hook with a hooker. Oh, man. What a shot. Let's see this again. Oh, no. What a shot by Lara. Don't hook with the hooker. That's a good, you got to say it. You should never hook with a hooker because their shots are more compact. Leigh Wood went down, and let's have a look at him. So he gets up. Legs look fairly unsteady. And Lara was ready for the kill. He was. He was ready to go in for the kill. Personally, correct decision, probably. Rematch clause. Yes, there is a rematch clause because obviously it's a voluntary. So with voluntaries, there's always a rematch. You know, if Leigh Wood wants it. I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. But God damn. You got to feel for Leigh Wood because he seems like a cool type of guy. He does seem like a cool guy. But Leigh Wood, what a shot. God damn, what a shot by Lara. 10 seconds left in the round. Yeah, I know there was very little time left in the round. But look, I'll give you an example. I think there was only 2 or 3 seconds left in the round when Kid Galahad got knocked down by Kiko Martinez. Did it make a blind bit of difference that he had the minute's rest? No, it didn't. Didn't make any difference whatsoever. Leigh Wood absolutely heartbroken at ringside. Wiping the tears, heartbroken. Ah, man. You got to feel for him. I do. Heartbroken there at ringside. Given the look, he boxed well. He was boxing out of his skin. And I think for that reason, you know, it's obviously got to hurt. And Lara gives him the sombrero. Pretending they knew this. I picked Lara between, what was it, rounds 4 and 6? Or rounds 4 and 7 or something like that. So I was pretty much on point with this. I just didn't expect Wood to be so far ahead. I didn't. Didn't expect Wood to be winning this fight. Yeah. People, what do we say about that? Lara knocks out Leigh Wood. Crazy. I hope not, because I'll tell you one thing. Under Ben Davison, Leigh Wood has looked brilliant. He has. He's looked absolutely brilliant under Ben Davison. So I hope not. Yeah. We got to do a post-fight review on this. And I will talk to you in a wee bit. I think I'm going to call it here, lads, because the battery in the phone is not the best, so I want to save it for the post-fight, obviously the upload. So I'm going to call it here. Leigh Wood winning the fight comfortably, doing very well, makes the catastrophic mistake of hooking with a hooker. You don't do that. And gets knocked out by Mauricio Lara. 240 views in the building. Hope you've all enjoyed it. Smash the like button if you had. You enjoyed my reaction to the knockdown. Big knockdown. Big shot. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash the like button as always on the way out. If you could. We done well in this little live. We done well. We got up to 127 likes. So smash the like button as always. Yes. Cheers, G. I'm going to do a post-fight review. I'll talk to you in a few minutes. And you know, before I finish, shout out to Mauricio Lara, hell of a fighter, and shout out to Leigh Wood for what he's achieved. A man who was taught nothing more as a British level fighter. He's no shame in losing. Great work by Leigh Wood, and hopefully he may come again. I'll talk to these people. Smash the like button. Big up every time. Thanks for locking in. Peace.